About time to go, sir. You're late, but don't be late.
Let's call the meeting to order. If you would, please stand up for prayer and remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and all the blessings, Lord. We thank you for allowing us once again as a board to come together, Lord, make decisions, and we pray we do everything in accordance to thy will. We pray for the country, especially the men and women that serve the Lord, that you want them born and soul, we put thy hand around them, bring them back home safe and sound. We pray for the sick, especially the ones that we know, restore them back to the best form of health, Lord. Give us our sins, Christ name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Chief, will you lead us in the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Beth, are you working the? Yeah. Let me have her turn that down just a little bit.
Check.
You may not.
Now, I know who you are.
Okay, roll call, Ms. Phillips.
Alderman Clark.
Present.
Alderman Dale.
Present.
Vice Mayor Dodson.
Here.
Alderman Elder.
I'm here.
Alderman Magley.
Here.
Alderman Linder.
Here.
Alderman Sam.
Okay, all present, in motion to approve the minutes of last month's meeting. Is that- Hey.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Alderman Bill Linder to approve the minutes of last month's meeting, second by Alderman Dale. Any discussion? All for the motion, let no one saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion passed. Additions or deletions to the agenda?
I have an addition I'd like to make,
Okay.
concerning, public area trash designated areas. Multiple family trash receptacle areas. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Clough to add that as number 7 to our agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Linder. Any discussion? All for the motion, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion passed. We will add that to number 7, multiple family trash designated area. I'm just slow out here, Johnson.
All right.
Okay. Have no old business. Item number 1 under new business is downtown revitalization. Mr. Gene Gant.
Alrighty, I'll start off with telling you all about our concerts we had back in August 12th and the 19th. And both of those were very successful. We had somewhere between 350 to 400 people in attendance. We had a good crowd. Following up with the restaurants in town, they all said that they had a big crowd following the event as well. So it did what we had hoped to do, and that's to bring a lot of people in to spend some money and enjoy town, enjoy the music. Next on the projects we have going on, the first one is the multimodal access grant, which is the sidewalk project. There was a meeting back in August to push the certification forward. There were some minor changes, and I understand that the city attorney is working on those changes. I don't know if they're, oh, then, all right, working on them, okay. The next project, the Transportation Alternatives Program, which is the courthouse. We're in the process of asking TDOT for an extension on this project. We're looking forward to advertising for bids in January 2024, with the start of construction in March of 2024, and then complete construction in August of 2024. So next year's events on the square will be down at the park, it looks like. The Appalachian Regional Commission grant, South Church. We reported last meeting that we had a delay in getting transformers and vaults, and so they won't be available until mid-December, and so we've delayed the start of that construction to January 2024 as well. The Cedar and Little Street Transportation Alternative Program grant. We're in the process of revising and amending and adding to some of the contract documents to resubmit to TDOT. There is a resolution that we'll take up next on your agenda so that we can get those required additions. And then finally, I think you have a rendering of the industrial park development site. We're in the process of preparing an application for due diligence studies, as well as design and construction of a 100,000 square foot pad with associated utilities and drainage. And that should be attached there with you. Any questions on any of that? If not, we'll move to the next, if you will. That would be the resolution. I think they'll all have a copy of that resolution if you want to read that. This is authorizing the mayor to apply for a 2023 Transportation Alternatives Grant and committing to matching funds.
The resolution is that we've talked about this. The funding is there as part of the downtown revitalization. This is where we budgeted this in for the grant that is the TDOT Transportation Alternative Grant. We've talked about this for quite some time. Obviously the price has went up just a little bit, just due to like everybody else, I guess we're blaming on COVID. And so the price has increased a little bit of the $91,000 that we have the money covered. And this is for the board's approval.
Motion approved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Ken Dodson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman John Clough. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote, Ms. Phillips.
Alderman Langford.
Yes.
Alderman Elder.
Yes.
Alderman Nevin.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson.
Yes.
Alderman Linder.
Yes.
Alderman Clough.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Motion passed. Thank you, Mr. Gant. Do you have any other business?
That's it for me.
All right, thank you. Item number 3, grassroots planning, Ms. Amanda Maynard.
Hello. As a part of our ARP application, we had to procure for a project administrator. And of course, we follow the city's standard procurement policies by running it in the newspaper and then sending out letters to female minority contractors, myself being one of those. So tonight, I'm just asking that you approve me as your project administrator for the ARP funds.
Yeah, so as Ms. Maynard says, we did advertise in the paper. I do recommend grassroots planning for this particular project, APR, Water Infrastructure Funds, which is American Recovery Act funds, and so I just need a motion for that.
I'll make
Motion made by Alderman Bill Linder. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman David Lumsey. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion passed.
Thank you.
Item number 4, we have some new property tax notices. Ms. Denise Thompson is here to talk to you about the property taxes, and she really enjoys this.
Purpose is making me
Really
do
wants
this.
to
She knows I love
talk
talking
about
to
it, so.
people. Yeah.
5-minute limit there. So.
Okay. Well, I'm just here to inform you of our new property tax notices. We are going with county record services this year to print them. Before, we printed those through the state of Tennessee. Most of the counties in Tennessee use them for printing the notices. Since we got our new software vendor last year, local government, we're able to go with them this year. You should have a sample of those notices. And as you can see, they look much better. They're in color. They have so much more information on them. They also include a barcode and QR code. And it lists all the different payment options on there. Notices this year will also come with a return envelope so that the customer can mail that top portion back in that. Before, with the state, we do not include the envelope. And then also on the back, you can see there's more information about tax relief and so forth. So the notices should go out probably toward the end of this month. They'll become due as of October the 2nd. I personally like them much better, and I think the customers will be more informed.
Yeah. Looks good. This kind of piggybacks off of the, our water bills that, the new water bills that we went out on.
Right.
I've heard nothing but great things on those. So, anybody got any questions for Ms. Thompson? She's still got 3 minutes left.
I was fast.
Thank you, Denise. Job well done. Item number 5, property maintenance update. Ms. Beth or Christian, which one's it?
Yeah, so I'm here to do our quarterly report on our property maintenance, which this does go back to when we originally started. But in our chapter 1 miscellaneous, we've had 241 properties that we have considered a violation. 234 of those are now in compliance. We have 7 of those properties that are still in violation today. One of the properties is state-owned, and we're in litigation with the heirs on it. And 2 of the properties that we've cleaned up, we've put liens on, and in total 5 properties have been cleaned by the city. In our chapter 2, abandoned, wrecked, dismantled, or inoperative vehicles, there's been 28 vehicles that have been in violation. We have 26 that are now in compliance, and we're working with 2 right now that the time is not expired on those yet. On our slum clearance, we've had 16 structures that's been considered slums. 2 of those right now are in the hands of the designated agent, which is we're working with those with our attorney, or with our judge on this, and we have 3 that have been boarded up. 4 properties have been torn down by the owner, and 7 have been restored. And one of those 3 that's been boarded up is, as of today, is going to be remodeled. So that's another place. That's all I got.
Any questions for Mr. Mansell? Thank you, Christian. Job well done. Beth, good job. Item number 6 is the city election coming up June 4th, 2024. This is just to turn the election over to the Overton County Election Commission. Yeah, just need a motion to turn it over.
Motion to turn it over.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Ken Dotson. Second, Alderman Rex Dale. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion passed. Item number 7 that was added is the multifamily garbage designated area
I was contacted by text midday today by Kelly Coleman, one of our aldermen. I'll just read this to you. When I was on the council, I suggested that the city come up with some policy or ordinance, etc., to address multifamily trash receptacle areas. Nothing was ever done. This is just one example seen today at a multi-family apartment complex located behind the food line. I would like to see us do better to see that this type of unsightly trash handling is addressed. Thanks, Kelly Coleman. Included is a picture of several plastic garbage cans, only one of which is upright. The others are on their sides with trash spilling out all over the place. Several white plastic bags full of trash on the ground. I know probably dogs can get into these and spread trash on. I think, Bill, you were concerned about another similar place.
Yeah, on Spruce Street, someone complained about in front of those elderly apartments.
So now's a good time to discuss that, because our attorney right now is taking a look at our sanitation ordinance that we have got, and it is about family dwellings, and on whether or not that we will continue to pick up those, that garbage that is not just residential. So that's a discussion that we will have. It is not complete yet. Mr. Pete, the sanitation supervisor, and myself, Christian, has got a copy of it, and we're still tweaking it. But that is an area that we are definitely looking at, simply because we are just not set up for commercial garbage. We are really set up for residential, and that means individual residentials, not really complexes and multi-families.
So we don't have a garbage truck that will do the dumpsters, correct?
We do not have a garbage.
What about the one that we've got expected down the road?
No, it's still going to be a backhaul. We're not going to have the sidearms that picks up the garbage cans and puts it in the back. And it is becoming a problem. And I've had, like I said, our attorney, Mr. Andre Griffin, will be looking at our sanitation. We'll be probably, more than likely, be bringing something back to you next month for approval.
About how many of those multi-family sites are there approximately? I mean, are there a few dozen or single figures?
Well, there's several. I don't want to say a number. I mean, there may be a dozen. There may very well be a dozen. And
So something like enclosing those in a 12 by 12 fence that latches would be a considerable investment.
That's right.
Probably.
I think this focuses more on not the picking up as much as it is the receptacle area of having something enclosed or requiring some enclosure at those, anything that's above a certain number of families or
The
whatever.
responsibility of the owners of those units. Yeah.
I will tell
Can we
you
enforce
this.
that?
I will tell you,
I think, Andre, we can enforce that if we want to have the property owners to have some kind of fixed, permanent.
I will tell you this, Mayor.
Hold on just a minute, David. I will listen to you, I promise. But I'm asking him a
You can
question.
require enclosures, yeah.
Okay. And it can be enforced.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, David.
I do see what you're saying. I know it's a problem. I don't really know the answer. But I do know this, when you fix your place, put all this garbage in one place with multi-families or whatever, you're gonna have rats come out of as big as tomcats. Because when I worked at the city, we done businesses and everything, and most of them had their closed in places. A lot of times they throw sloppy food in there and everything else. The rats went eating. And when you go in there and get them, I mean, they'd scatter like rats. That's all I need to say. And I will do this, you will have a rat infested mess. I don't know what the answer is, but I will promise you this, when you close it up, you're gonna have a problem. And when you get one of our people bit or something, then we got a problem.
So, do you have any experience with how dumpsters work with a rat or rodent issue?
Well, I don't have a clue on that, but I mean, if we had a truck with a cable on the back of it, they back up to the dumpster and it just pours straight in there,
Right.
like a dump bed. But now, when you close it up, place, no bigger than that kitchen right there, then you're gonna have a mess. But I mean, we got a mess now, but I'm just telling you what you're fixing to get into.
So this will be on an upcoming agenda fairly soon?
Yes, it will, and I think, as you brought up dumpsters, you know, some folks may have to go to the private sector, and get their garbage collected, in the private sector, because we just don't do dumpsters, we're just not set up for dumpsters. We're not set up for the, tall garbage cans, that has a handle on it that can flip over, we're just not set up for that. We still operate, with a backhaul truck and some employees on the back. So, but like I said, that will be coming your way, and I think, Andre, you made some notes on that, on what Alderman Club said about possibly having an area and having one enclosed and storage area for the containers.
Yes, we could work to incorporate that. We might want to do a work session too, if
Yeah.
everybody wants some input on it. That way we can go through, because right now,
Can you stand up at the mic, please?
I was just gonna say, right now, there's a Title 17 in the Code of Ordinances that is reserved for a trash ordinance. Right now, the town of Livingston does not have a trash ordinance. So, this is something that we can look at other municipalities and see what they've done. A lot of them are different. So, really, it's just about working to create something that meets your needs. And if we need to have a work session, I'm happy to come and do that, where we can go over what I've already prepared and see if we need to make any changes to it, or if anybody else has any input.
Thank you, Mr. Gregory. Any other business for the council? Hearing no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman, Vice Mayor Ken Dodson, second by, Rex Dale. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, we're adjourned.
We're gonna have the next meeting